Hello, I'm Alice Murray. This is Assessment 3 for Audience Engagement, Ethics and Analytics. This report provides an analysis of the effectiveness of Voodoo's interactive fashion video. This campaign had no active promotion or support. The majority of views were from Voodoo. As no SMART objectives were set, measuring effectiveness is difficult. Studying the patterns of the data generated in the campaign period, January to September last year, some key insights have emerged that will be useful for Voodoo should they wish to promote this more widely. So we're analysing the data from this interactive fashion video example. And then I'll explain what I found from studying the data and some recommendations for Voodoo moving forward. As a tech startup in the area of interactive video software, Voodoo need to grow their customer base without the benefit of a big marketing budget. There could not be a more opportune time for this product. An Interactive Advertising Bureau report predicts the percentage of marketers who use shoppable video ads is set to grow 40% this year, as advertisers seek to boost direct online sales in the wake of restrictions placed on shopping in-store through the COVID-19 pandemic. The intent of this video was to demonstrate the benefits of interactivity and customer engagement. Although the subject matter is fashion, the interactive characteristics are of value to marketing managers and digital strategists of all categories, particularly those with an e-commerce business. The interactions featured in the fashion video are data collection, discover our brand, and e-commerce, click to shop. Object tracking was measured as a clickable area around the swimsuit. The timeframe for the campaign was the 10th of January to the 1st of September. Voodoo identified a range of customer personas, but the primary audience for this project is the person responsible for marketing decisions. They have a high expectation of creative quality and innovation to cut through and improve market performance of their brand or product. So when evaluating campaigns, it's critical to set SMART objectives at the outset and monitor them during the campaign period. This campaign was not promoted through advertising channels and no specific measurable targets were set prior to launching the video. Voodoo advised the objectives were to drive conversations of interest, in particular with commerce fashion retailers, both bricks and mortar and online stores. Also to pique the interest of potential customers through demonstration. There are potential metrics to track in audience acquisition, behaviour and conversion. We have the data following to use as a benchmark for future campaigns, their video plays and responses to interactions. These are both output measures. To understand audience engagement, we need outcome measures that track customer awareness and attitudes. So while it's hard to set objectives without determining the communication strategy and investment in the campaign, I think we should support the awareness and consideration stages of this customer journey because it's a startup. Awareness is good to benchmark, but it has little meaning unless it's either compared with prior benchmarks or paired with engagement statistics. Appropriate measures to use for exposure are impressions, reach, and cost per impression. Measures for attention are views and view-through rates. You can also measure awareness through ad recall uplift if you were to do external research. For engagement, we'd measure clicks, landing pages, views, and click-through rate. So if we were to use appropriate promotion, some measurable campaign objectives would be to increase video views by 20% after 3 months and to increase the interaction rate by 20% after 3 months. Voodoo's dashboard is supported by Google Analytics and InspectLet, which records behaviour metrics through heat mapping. Additional performance metrics can come from MailChimp and LinkedIn, which have inbuilt analytics tools. If the campaign ran on social media, we'd use that platform's analytics, such as Facebook Ads Manager. Form submission is a conversion metric, but there are no form fields recorded from the video. The test form field directs you back to the homepage. So, looking at the findings, Voodoo's dashboard indicates 489 unique views, of which 87% went through to completion. Interactions are actually concentrated in the month of January, though the campaign evaluation period goes until September 2020. There's limited engagement for the majority of the campaign. It's been loaded in a set and forget fashion. Understanding this as a sample campaign for the purposes of this course evaluation, in a real-world scenario, we would be monitoring the response, testing and optimising the creative. The rate of interaction is 65.9%, which is low for a video designed to sell interactivity, But more concerning is the bounce rate, defined as those who left the video without engaging in interactions or watching it to the end. It's 84.8%, which suggests to me that the video wasn't successful. To increase video views, I'd examine where they're currently coming from and who we're missing out on. We only have referral data for half of those that interacted with the video, and those that have interacted, the majority are coming from Voodoo. I created a table to get a truer picture of referral sources by filtering out the developer views and having a look at where they were coming from. So, reviewing what they did on the page, the raw data doesn't match up with what's in Voodoo's dashboard, but Discover Our Brand is the most clicked, probably because it's earlier in the video, and that matches up with the fact that view retention drops by 65% by the time you get 20% through the video. Looking at the sources of clickable actions, I grouped the Voodoo views into homepage, marketing, e-commerce, HR, and blog. It makes sense that the highest interactions were from marketing for Discover Our Brand and e-commerce for Click to Shop. To determine whether the issue was the video content or in fact the campaign itself, I structured an interview with other marketers to gain qualitative insights that you can't get from analytics. I asked 3 questions. What is the purpose of this video? What are the key benefits? And would you be prompted to engage, discover or shop? Unanimously, there was confusion around what the video was trying to do. They thought it was a bad swimwear ad. Without some voiceover or explanation, they could not see the purpose and thought the execution and production was lacking, particularly in the category of fashion. They had to watch it more than once, which suggests the high rate of repeat views might be due to the lack of clarity in the content. Creative and visual appeal is really important to marketers. If Voodoo's objective is to drive conversations with large fashion retailers, investing in a more professional creative output with a clear call to action and a voiceover that takes you through the stages would make it much more appealing. So to help shape my recommendations, I used an evaluation matrix with inputs, outputs, outtakes, intermediate outcomes and final outcomes. Essentially what it told me is that this campaign didn't meet the set communication objective for the target audience. So the framework I've used is, because we've observed that the target audience is not interacting with the campaign, if we change both the content and the method of promotion, then we predict that marketers will consider interactive videos for their campaigns. This is backed up by the data that shows the low interaction rate, the high bounce rate, and the qualitative research on the video content. For users who are marketers seeking cutting-edge solutions for their brand and products, we'll measure success through an increase in unique video views and an increased interaction rate. We'll also test the content for suitability. So there are 2 main recommendations. The first is that this video seems to have been created to target the fashion end user, not the marketer. It's not clear that this is a video selling the benefits of interactivity. I would recommend recreating it with explanatory graphics and a voiceover and doing some testing through the campaign to check its effectiveness instead of letting it run. I would also promote it in channels that marketing professionals use: LinkedIn, Facebook, Google Ads, Instagram. They have built-in analytics, and Facebook has great audience building tools so you can reach more of the right people. That way we can reach the objective of driving conversations of interest. The methods used to compile this report were the course materials, some additional materials supplied by Voodoo, Excel graphs, data wrapper, and some industry research on shoppable videos. Thank you.